Retail traders all around the world are worried about what the future holds for Bitcoin because of the volatility of the cryptocurrency market. But in spite of the widespread concern, the largest Bitcoin whales are consistently expanding their holdings and, in the process, creating a new record for the Bitcoin network. So, what is going on? What do the whales know that we don't know? Are you buying more Bitcoin? Hello and welcome back to Crypto Cash Channel. What's your take on buying crypto currently? Would you take the risk? In today's video, we look at what the Bitcoin whales are doing now in the mid of a crisis. But, first, before we go on, a sub to the channel would be very appreciated. Comment, share the video, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up for the video. So, let's get into it. When the price of Bitcoin fell below the symbolic $20,000 barrier, investors experienced a heightened level of anxiety. It had been preceded by the fall of the Luna cryptocurrency and the loss of the dollar peg that was induced by the USD stablecoin. In this environment, more predictions are being made concerning the end of Bitcoin and the complete collapse of the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. But let's try not to make a bad situation even worse. Everyone needs to maintain their composure in this particular moment. Price variations for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies did not use to discourage holders of long-term positions from maintaining their positions. But things seem to be different this time around. It is clear that the extreme nervousness that permeates the market is driving smaller investors to act in a panic and sell off their holdings. But in the meanwhile, whale activities have been gradually increasing since the beginning of February 2022, and it seems that the whales are taking advantage of the current decline in crypto prices. As of the 18th of May, 2022, there were 2,224 wallets that had more than 1,000 BTC each. These crypto whales are viewing the bearish market as a chance for profit. When making financial decisions, investors frequently look to whales as a leading indicator of larger market trends. But where did it all start? When did they start grabbing the opportunity? It all started when the price of Bitcoin dropped below the $30,000 threshold for the first time since July 2021 on May 8, 2022. But others, on the other hand, claim that the whales have not changed their upbeat attitude toward the future. Sentiment, a company that analyzes blockchain and social media information, made the discovery that whales are taking the recent downward trend as a sign to raise the amount of Bitcoin they own. Any drop in price below $20,000 is very certainly going to be perceived by Bitcoin whale addresses as a buying opportunity. The number of transactions over $100,000 on Sentiment reached its greatest level since January, and their stock of BTC stored is once more increasing. According to the crypto influencer Light, who has 158,000 followers on Twitter, existing investors will be taking long-term interests. He stated that in addition to restricting bid boundaries, Bitfinex whales are once again purchasing our capitulation in an anonymous fashion as they did in July of the previous year. According to a recent study published by CoinShares on a weekly basis, investors are making the most of the current price drop. It was said that Bitcoin, the most popular digital currency, managed to attract new investors to the tune of $45 million. Last month, on May 9, 2022, Glassnodes released a report stating that whales were no longer acquiring any Bitcoin. According to the information presented in the study, wallet cohorts may be further subdivided into shrimp to whales, and researchers have shown that on-chain accumulation patterns have drastically slowed down across the board for all wallet cohorts. Apparently, large corporations that have accounts with balances of more than $10,000 have dispersed a sizable quantity of money over the course of the past week. This erratic and unpredictable behavior of whales can also be seen in the biggest rival to BTC. According to Whale Stats, a tool that provides answers to investors' questions about how to know what crypto whales buy, Ethereum was the most popular token among whales in the past few days. This information is provided in response to questions that investors have asked about how to identify crypto whales. Sentiment found that whales were responsible for more than 2,000 transactions when the price of Ethereum dropped below $1,000 for the first time since July 2021. So, the most prominent Bitcoin investors are increasing their spending on the cryptocurrency to unprecedented levels. According to information provided by Into the Block, a business that specializes in blockchain analytics, giant whales that possess more than 100,000 BTC have experienced a gain of 16% in their holdings in only the past 30 days. According to the findings of the investigation, mega whales demonstrated their power by owning nearly 776,000 BTC in a grand total of 5 addresses. Since the beginning of the year, whales have been purchasing Bitcoin, and a recent study by Sentiment revealed that whales had increased their asset accumulation by 12.8% over the course of the preceding 20 weeks. And here is some shocking facts. According to data conducted by Sentiment, Bitcoin addresses known as mega whales, which incorporate exchange addresses in addition to their own addresses, hold the most sum of BTC over the course of a year. The most up-to-date information from Into the Block reveals that the largest whales are still employing the dip buying strategy. In the 30 days prior, the value of Bitcoin on the market fell below $1 trillion for the first time since the beginning of the crypto winter. During that time span, the price of BTC dropped as low as $17,708, and whales took advantage of the falling prices to purchase even more of the cryptocurrency while normal traders panicked and sold their Bitcoin. And the mere suggestion that whales are selling assets might cause prices to drop, which has a big influence on the cryptocurrency ecosystem. On the other hand, rumors that Bitcoin whales are holding might lead to an increase in asset values since it creates scarcity. But anyway, who are these with the most Bitcoins in their wallets? According to information provided by BitInfoCharts, the largest Bitcoin whale is the cold wallet belonging to Binance, which has 252,597 BTC. Bitfinex comes in a close second with 168,010 BTC. Following the completion of transactions totaling $191 million worth of Bitcoin, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy now possesses more than 129,000 Bitcoin. And there are a large number of publicly listed firms, like Tesla, Galaxy Digital Holdings, and Square Inc., that have considerable Bitcoin holdings. It is believed that a number of individuals now hold Bitcoin, including the Winklevoss twins, Chris Larson, and Mike Ray Zhao, among others. But because technical analysis by itself is not reliable, it is essential that we consider it in conjunction with fundamental analysis. The realized HODL ratio chart does an analysis of the ratio between RHODL bands of 1 week and RHODL bands of 1 to 2 years. As a result of this analysis, it is able to identify with a high degree of accuracy each price peak of Bitcoin's preceding macro cycles. This ratio can predict a decrease in the price of Bitcoin when the line reaches the higher line of the graph, and it can also predict a rise in the price of Bitcoin after the line has spent some time in the lower lines of the band. The line is now going closer to the lower green band, which is consistent with the pattern that the price of BTC has historically increased after having spent some time on the lower side of the band. Despite the fact that there is a clear preference among whales for crypto transactions, large investors give the impression that they are unwilling to participate in the cryptocurrency market. For instance, during the course of the past month, the value of the ETH whale, which is considered to be the second largest, has been gradually declining. When it comes to the two most prominent cryptocurrencies, whales have shown a propensity to fast switch between buying and selling. And because of this, it is absolutely necessary for investors to carry out their own research before jumping on the bandwagon of what seems to be an established trend. The current economic crisis is significantly different from others that have occurred in the past since the global economy is on the verge of collapsing. And Bitcoin is still considered a risky asset according to the same standards that are applied to the evaluation of stock values. But there is no question that as long as it is able to detach itself from traditional assets, it has a strong chance of prospering. This is something that can be said with absolute certainty. However, in order for the general public to perceive it in a different light than traditional assets, they will need to adjust their perception of it. And that's not all. Guess what? The social analytics provided by Santiment indicate that there has been a large rise in the number of people interested in buying the dip. According to the corporation, this will most likely result in increased prices in the near term, but in the long run, it will lead to more volatility. And that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Do you think the price of Bitcoin will rise soon? And will the holders have an impact on the price of Bitcoin? Also, if you are interested in more videos like this, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos. Goodbye. See you in the next video.